Okay, we have our first snack at the Muslim morning market here in Shanghai, and as I mentioned, this is not Shanghai style food, this is Xinjiang style food. So we have ordered up something that looks pretty incredible. This is a extremely greasy niu rou bao, or beef bun. So they've got a massive griddle over there that they are frying these in a ton of oil. It's almost like deep frying them, but then they mix a little bit of water and then they cover the top and let that all steam away, and these are packed full of beef. So it's a little bit hot, and we just waited in quite a popular lineup, but let's try this out. It is extremely golden crispy on the bottom, so let's try this. So there is a lot going on in there. Those are super, super juicy. Really, really crispy on the outside too. It doesn't have much of like a elasticity from that bun at all because it's pretty much fried the whole way through. There's a lot of beef going on in there, and it's just straight meat. I don't see any vegetables. Let's take another bite. Get a little bit more meat this time, but actually a lot of oil kind of like juiced out onto my hand when I bit into that last time. Oh man. So that is ridiculously juicy. I think there's a few green onions in there, but it's all about the meat in the middle and how juicy that is. But other than that, it's really greasy, kind of heavy for breakfast today. So that was a really popular stall. We just got those beef buns from. The line is extremely long now. Really nicely spiced beef, but really, really greasy. So let's keep going and we'll find something else today. Okay, we have our next snack today, and check this out here. We have a massive bowl of pilaf. And basically what pilaf is rice that has been cooked in a broth. So it is a broth of lamb, and you can see here there is a huge chunk of lamb, mostly bone, but there should be a little bit of meat on there. And then this pilaf has some carrots, and it looks like some chickpeas over here, and I can just smell the spices coming out of this already. It smells incredible. The woman cooking it up had a huge bowl of the pilaf, and she was serving people a lot. And I mean, that is a ton of rice. That is certainly gonna fill us up. So hopefully we can still do some more eating after this. This was 30 renminbi, so I mean, I think that's worth it for how much rice this is. This is heavy. So let's just take a big spoonful of this rice. So this rice is cooked right inside of the stock, the broth, so it absorbs all that delicious flavor of that lamb. And let's try that. Just get a little chickpea, some carrots. That is extremely flavorful. You can taste a little bit of like a little spice, maybe some black pepper or maybe a little bit of chili. It's definitely meaty. You can kind of taste like the oiliness from that lamb. Let me try to get a piece of lamb meat here. Can't really see what's going on because it's all kind of covered in rice, but I should be able to get a piece. Okay, let's take this. Some more carrots and a chickpea, and that's a pretty fatty piece, but let's try that. That lamb is phenomenal. That was almost completely fat, which I ate from that lamb bone, but super, super smooth, completely dissolved in my mouth. Those chickpeas in there are also really, really soft. That lamb has a really nice roast smokiness to it. Man, this is incredible. This is actually so full of flavor. There might be a little bit of turmeric in here because I see some yellow color coming off of it. Okay, I just discovered where all the meat was hiding. It was right underneath that bone, and look at that. Oh man, that is some juicy looking lamb. Oh man, look at that. Oh man. Okay, let's get some rice, and I'm just gonna devour this. Barely any rice. Actually, I might just have to go just meat. My spoon doesn't have enough room for any rice. Let's try that. Oh man, that is so tender. That lamb was ridiculous. So juicy and so tender. And I could definitely taste some smokiness from the roast, but also a little bit of a cumin flavor to it. That goes along so well with this pilaf rice. Man, this is a stellar dish. So we have here one of the Uyghur specialties, and that is the naan, which is just bread basically. So they cook this in a big kind of tandoor oven, and I guess we didn't order the kind with sesame seed. Usually it does come with sesame seed, I think, but it looks like on this one you can see there's some little crispy bits. I think those are some onions, so some tiny pieces of onion, and this is nice and firm feeling, actually kind of hard. So let's break a piece off. Oh man, that is quite hard. Ooh. All right, I've got a piece of the crust. Let's try that. That's very dry. Really dry. I know that this naan from Xinjiang is supposed to be firm, so it is nice and firm, kind of hard. It's like a even harder version of a bagel, but this is really dry. Kind of hard to eat. There's a slight onion taste to it, but it's pretty plain. It's good to kind of snack on. I'm sure you could get better versions of this though. Let's keep going. We'll find something else. Alright, we've got another bao today, and this time it's a steamed bao, so not nearly as oily as the one we had earlier this morning, and this time it's a yang rou bao, which is lamb bao, and this looks really good. It's got a super soft wrapper. Actually, the meat is falling out the bottom, so actually I'm just gonna go right for this. Okay, that was a killer bao. That lamb flavor is so pronounced. It's not like gamey, but it's almost got a little bit of a musk to it, but in a good way. It's really meaty flavored, and that was even juicier than the super oily beef bao we had this morning. That's awesome. That wrapper is super soft on the outside too. We only ordered 2 of those, but we might have to go back and get more. Okay, I know we already had the naan, but we have another one here because I just wasn't satisfied with that first one, and we spotted a stall that had a really long line, and he was making these naan extremely fresh. So the woman there is kind of spreading the dough out and then pounding it with a special device that makes this really interesting circular shapes you can see on the outside of the naan. Then he takes it and he kind of pats it into a mixture of milk and sesame seeds. So this one's got the sesame seeds, and then he puts it over top of this special sort of pillow, and then kind of smashes that onto the inside of the tandoor oven, lets those cook up, and it was just, he was pumping those out and the line was hungry. Everyone wanted some. It was a little bit feisty trying to get them, but we got it. We've got 3 actually, some to take home for later, and this just feels nice and fresh, so I'm just gonna crack into that. Super hot still, and let's try that. Oh man, oh yeah. That puts the other naan to shame. That is so good. There's so much more flavor going on there than the other one. So you can definitely taste the sesame seed flavor coming in there, but it's really just all about how smoky this bread is from that hot tandoor oven. And then I can also taste a little bit of saltiness too. It's almost like buttery. And then the texture of this is just worlds better than the other one. It's super firm still, like a bagel, but it's got a little bit of a bite to it, but then once you bite into it, super warm and kind of comforting on the inside. That is the perfect little snacking bread. This really reminds me of like a very fresh pretzel. It's really good. These are super addicting, and I'm glad we got 3 of them, and we waited in that really long line, so I definitely wanted to take some more home. So we're gonna keep going. I think we can eat a couple more things today. We just ordered up some yang rou char, or lamb skewers, and check this out. It's actually just on a stick here, and there is some big chunks of meat and fat, and you can already see the cumin and the chili powder on there. But let me tell you a little bit about the experience of buying these. So there's no such thing as a lineup when you're buying these. Everyone waits, and they're cooking, I don't know, hundreds of these at one time. And then as soon as they're finished, they're all finished at the same time. It's basically a free-for-all. Everyone starts sticking their hands in and trying to ask for however many they want. Luckily, I think we got maybe the last 2, and we ordered up 2 on the big kind on the stick here. So I'm gonna go in and try this. This looks really good, and it smells so smoky. There was so much smoke coming out of that little shop. Let's try it. Oh. Oh, super juicy. It's actually quite spicy. There's quite a bit of chili powder on there, and I can definitely taste that cumin kind of like earthy flavor. It's really, really flavorful. A little bit salty too. And that was a nice big chunk of lamb. This isn't quite as kind of lamby flavored. It's more of a smoky kind of burnt flavor, and there's little bits of kind of burnt edges too that are nice and crispy. So let's try another bite here. Oh, little piece of fat, but man, that is succulent meat. Okay, this lamb skewer is incredible. This might be the best thing we've had all day. It's super flavorful, really spicy, and I love that cumin flavor in there. There's massive chunks of fat, so every once in a while you'll bite into it, but it completely kind of liquefies in your mouth as soon as you bite into it. And that stall was so popular and so crazy. I think the woman heard my poor Chinese skills and kind of felt bad for me. So you just need to get noticed if you want to order one here. But man, the Muslim market here in Shanghai has been good to us so far. I think we're gonna get one more thing, but we are starting to get really, really full. But these skewers, oh man. So there's lots of ready-to-eat items here at the Muslim market, but there's also a lot of dried products and kind of meat and vegetables. Everything's here. It's just like any other fresh market. But one thing that we've noticed is super popular here is prunes. So they have all these dried prunes out, and we have ordered up a special dish from this market, the prune juice. So this is really popular here, and let's try it out. Oh, it's really good. It's actually really sweet. There's a lot of sugar in there, and the prunes, they don't really have too much of a flavor. It's a little bit fruity, but it's just really sweet. That's good.